Hello, with me to discuss the latest events in Syria is Rana Sabah, veteran commentator and investigative journalist based in Amman, Jordan. She's also part of Public Inquiry, and she runs the Lil Alam, which is the Arabic version of our site. So welcome to you, Rana.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you for hosting me.
A lightning advance by the rebels, as we've seen, all too easy. Was it really that easy, or was there some big plan behind this that hasn't yet been revealed?
I mean, I can't believe that the major countries that had or were the major players in Syria, like Turkey, Russia, and behind them America, were not part of that scheme. I believe that whatever happened in Syria was definitely choreographed by the Turkish intelligence for one simple reason: Turkey can no longer handle all the Syrian refugees that have come and currently live there.
And they'll be going back.
Yes,
a lot of them.
Definitely, through this process, Turkey now is going to definitely have control over the northwest of Syria, which is a huge area of land. And to that land, through the militias that it basically runs, it's going to be able to bring back those refugees. So for Turkey, it's become a national interest issue. They want the Syrians to leave Turkey.
How stable is Syria going to be with all these different sects? Some 18 different sects, the different tribes, all the outside powers interfering in daily affairs. How stable is the country going to be under these conditions?
I mean, looking at the surface, it seems that the Turks are trying to present a new Jolani that basically...
Jolani is the rebel leader who took over.
Yes. They're trying to present him as the guy that basically dropped all his ideology that was ingrained in the Qaeda and the ISIS ideology overnight. And now he's the cool guy that gets interviewed by a woman on CNN, their enemy. America is their enemy. But,
Do you buy this?
No, I don't buy this.
Is it just rebranding?
It's just rebranding. And I'm really, really worried that Syria got rid of a dictator, but now it's going to deal with another dictator. And this time it's going to be a dictator who is backed by Turkey's plan to expand in Syria. Turkey has always had its eyes on Syria because it was part of the Ottoman Empire.
So if Turkey is going to be a big winner, who are the other winners
from this? The Kurds will
be
a big winner. The Russians probably will have their interest on the coast, which is two bases. One is an air base and one is a naval base.
But they've already cleared out.
They've cleared out, but they will definitely want to keep a little stretch there. I believe the south of Syria is going to be probably under close Israeli monitoring.
They've got as far as almost within striking distance of Damascus now. Are they going to hold that territory?
I believe that they are going to push until they reach the outskirts of Damascus. Last night, they were 20 kilometers away from the capital. I believe they're going to do that because they want to get rid of the Iranian militias and the Hezbollah militias that had been living in that stretch. For them, it's a big, big worry to have any of those anti-Israeli Shiite militias still in the south. Definitely Jordan, which also has a peace treaty with Israel and also has 365 kilometers of border with Syria, is very worried about, having some of the remains, some of the takfiris, some of the drug smugglers go back to their action, or maybe, in haste, just go in and do something bad to the country.
So we're going to see a lot more fighting in Syria.
There will have to be a fight between the majority Syrians that I know are very secular in nature, and even if they are Muslim, they follow the moderate version of Islam, and they would definitely not like to see another repetition of the Muslim project that al-Jolani had implemented in Idlib, which basically turned him into a sanctioned entity because of the crimes he did against humanity that sometimes were equal to the crimes of Bashar al-Assad.
Because of those crimes, what would you expect in the way of vengeance against former officials of Assad's regime? Are they going to go after them? Are they going to target them? Would you expect a lot of bloodletting as a result?
I think, Bashar al-Assad and his major cronies are going to be tried in a war crime tribunal. Definitely, I see this coming. That will not fly, that this guy gets off the hook.
But he's in Russia. He's safe.
They will always find a way to do something, to bring him back, to put pressure on Russia. It's not going to get away of that. Major other people that were part of the Slovak war were also hiding in countries, and we never thought they would be taken. And then they were also presented to the war tribunal. So I believe he will be tried. And this morning, Al-Julani was asking people to give them names of the big military leaders and the security leaders that were harming people. So now they are collecting lists of people. But I can also assure you that many of Bashar's cronies and Maher's cronies, his brother, basically have already left. They ran away the minute the regime fell. Some were even very upset at Bashar because the night before, some staff members were asking him, "Are we coming back tomorrow to the office?" And he said, yes, everything's fine. And a few hours later, he just left them behind and ran away.
And on social media, we've seen former officials trying to justify what they did, saying we didn't have a choice, we didn't want to do it. There's a lot of crying in public now.
This is what always happens when a bad regime goes. People want to protect themselves, so they start making up all sorts of excuses. And definitely, if you were a person living under that regime and had no options, you would just suck up to it.
With all the enmities, with all the different factions involved, do you ever see a unified state emerging from this chaos?
I think Turkey will be the biggest winner, and the second winners will be the Kurds. The third winners will be Israel and America. And the biggest losers definitely are going to be people stuck in between these projects.
And Iran.
And Iran. Iran is the main loser. The whole notion of that war between Iran and the Sunnis, the Shiites and the Sunnis, and it's not the Shiites that are the Arab Shiites, it's the Shiites that belong to the Iranian interpretation of Shiism. So if you look at it, Iran was defeated in Lebanon. It lost Hezbollah, its main arm. Iran was defeated in Syria, definitely. And Iran is now going to be defeated in Iraq because the Popular Mobilization Forces are part and extension of Iran. And then they are going to move to Yemen, where the Houthis are the last extension. And these people would definitely be all annihilated. Because if you want to have a new world order, and if Trump really comes and implements his deals of the century, he will definitely want to build up a model of economic flourishment in that region. And how can you invest billions if you will still have elements that are going to fight you?
There was so much hope with the Arab Spring. It all failed. Autocratic regimes that were thrown out came back again in a different guise. What we're seeing now, is it going to work? Is it going to lead to something better than what there was before?
I don't know if they have a plan B. My bet is that what worries me the most is that the majority of the Arab youth are going to look at Julani as the Che Guevara of Islam, and they might think here is another model that can be different than the Muslim Brotherhood or than the Salafis.
And they may be proved wrong.
They definitely. This guy will not change his instincts, his passion, his way of behavior. We say in Arabic, whatever you grow up with stays with you.
Well, Sama, good to have you. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. And thanks for watching.